I'm here with Ziggie Zertophf, who is one of the singer-songwriters who's performing as part of Sing Out. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
No worries. So tell me a bit about your participant that you worked with.
I worked with Aaron. We had a bit of a discussion when we first met about what direction he would like the song to go. We discussed that the song might take on a more metaphorical value rather than being just clearly outspoken. And yeah, he's a good guy and great to work with. Taught me a lot in the short 2 hours that we were together, and yeah.
And how did you find the process of writing somebody else's story as opposed to, you know, I mean, in your own songwriting, you might not necessarily approach it in that way?
Yeah, I actually found it a lot easier.
Yeah.
To come up with ideas, I find quite difficult sometimes. So it's great to just have somebody come and say, "This is what I think, and I think this would work in a song." And Aaron did have a lot of strong ideas of his own, so it was a lot easier to work with him than other people that I have collaborated with in the past.
So how did you come to be part of the Sing Out project?
I heard it on Aquarium actually, and then I looked it up in The Blaze, and I thought I'd like to do that, being a creative person and interested in music.
Yeah, excellent. And how did you find the process of collaborating with Ziggie to tell your story?
Well, I guess I could say that, I mean, also part of the wanting to be in it was being part of the community and interested in coming out. The collaborative process was really quite engaging. We didn't have the 2 interviews, but in the 1 interview we just connected, and we found actually that even with a generation gap of, like, I could literally be his father, I suppose, but we had a very similar experience, which is actually quite sad in a way. It really points to the fact that there's still work to be done. Interestingly, because we've had difficulty, it was actually quite hard. You know, we both brought our pain with us as well, and all this struggle and problems with availability and different forms of communication, and it was quite hard. So, but at a deeper level, the connection was there. So I contributed just by sort of sparking and instigating something on a more indirect level, I suppose you could say.
Have you heard the finished product yet?
No, not yet. No, but that doesn't matter. I mean, that was part of the challenge. You know, I've got the CD. I'll hear it tonight.
Yeah.
But I knew, but it was accurate. There was this connection that just connected about how he could get my story. He could get it. I could get what he was saying. I mean. You know, you could argue that a performer, anybody could do that, but it was nice to have, I guess this is at a community level, that's what it's about, you know, to try and share that struggle and that challenge, you know, that we're still there every day. The other day someone tried to kick me, you know, just walking down the street. You know, there's still this violence, there's still parents who reject us, there's still a real struggle, you know. I mean, he's brought out the positive side though too, which I'm part of as well. In the song, you know, to face it, to struggle on, to try and take control and not to come down to that level. I spend all my time seeking answers in your paintings, but you're just a muse and I can start again. Now I'm joined now by Aurora and Tracey Guest, who have just come off stage, well, sort of just come off stage, and they've just been performing as part of Sing Out. So how does it feel, guys?
Good.
Good?
Yeah, it was a good performance. We're happy with it.
Yeah.
Kind of, yay!
Yeah.
At the end of it, yeah, it went well. It was a good mesh, and the performance came out well.
Yeah.
It's been humbling to be a part of this process. Like, the quality of the work tonight is gorgeous, and then the intimacy of the stories are all beautiful. So I feel I feel really privileged and also humbled to be part of this process. Some amazing stories, amazing artists, and amazing work that we've seen.
I guess you guys approached it from a little bit of a different avenue or a different sort of perspective than some of the other guys did. I mean, Tracey, you brought your own story to it, and I guess you ended up bringing your own story to it in a way as well. Can you explain the process?
So Tracey brought a song. I think it's amazing. I mean, you might not describe your work like this, but I think it was amazing. She came with a song. It was like it just went, whoop, and a song came out of there. And she brought this song. Here's the song, and I'd like to start working on this song. And so I did attempt to talk in the same voice as Tracey was doing. You know, we talked about maybe, am I talking from a different place or am I the same voice? And so it is, I feel like I'm speaking in the same sort of narrative voice as Tracey is in that way. And assisting Tracey to tell the story that she is telling. But in that, magically, it's become something that I really want to say as well. You know, I think that is the thing with music and with art, you know, when you can relate to it like it's your own. And so in the end, Tracey's story became my own story that I wanted to tell as well.
You hit on the main theme though, which was love. Well, it became the main theme. Yeah. But when I came in, it was like, no, it's not just about love. It's about choices, it's about opportunities, it's about looking back on your life and seeing where you are and what you've done. And so we've got two stories. And love is the prose theme, and the woman sort of going, do I take that step? Do I sort of thing. It's the cliff face. What happens if?
Love invited me to tea, tore my clothes off and pulled my hair, bit my nipples and sucked my skin, laid her hand on my head, pulled me and pushed me and sucked me in. Love, I'm in. Breathe in.
So is it difficult working as a songwriter and as a spoken word artist? I mean, they're similar forms in a lot of ways, but they are quite different.
I felt at first that I really wanted to sing with Tracey's song. It's such a catchy song, a strong song. And I really, really wanted to. And Tracey did teach me how to do harmony. And I just wasn't good. I don't think I was very good. And I don't know, it was just really hard. So it was hard for me not to want to jump in there and sing.
But to answer your question, I don't think it was difficult to do because we both came from different areas and it was both, we both played on our strengths. So what we ended up doing was just melding it.
Yeah.
Really.
And you sing and I'll write my stuff.
Wicked. Which way you look,